You know, I sometimes get frustrated because I keep reporting stories like this horrendous murder of Brooke Deviney, and I just don't feel like anything ever changes. And I wonder, because I think we all like to do things that we feel like make some bit of difference. Um, the difference that I know I make is when people come up, and this is going to come out wrong. It's already coming out wrong. I appreciate it when you come up and say you like the show. I appreciate it when you come up and you say things that I think that no one else is saying. I appreciate that. And so I hope I get the chance to interact with you guys at the debate watch party on June the 27th. We might have made a little bit of a difference, although heaven forbid they won't give us credit for it, in that guess what is ending today? Now, it's only by my calendar. Alan Rogers, producer of the show. Can you confirm for me today, Alan, that it is June 18th?
2024, yes.
June 18th, 2024. And are you under the impression, like I was on June the 1st, that we are in the midst of, as much as it gags us to say it, Pride Month?
Yeah. Excuse me, yes.
And is it reasonable to assume that Pride Month would extend until June the 30th, not June the 18th?
Yes.
Well,
normal month.
Yeah.
We're talking the word normal here in quotes.
Well, as we articulated early in the month of June, Franklin County Common Pleas Court Judge George Leach was commemorating Pride Month with daily emails under the guise of heroes of pride, actors, activists, a few in the legal profession. But I note today, June the 18th, Judge Leach says on his email today, quote, I hope everyone has enjoyed our presentation of LGBTQ plus figures this month. Answer, no, because they keep getting sent to me by multiple people at the courthouse, Judge. With the conclusion of the celebration over the weekend, our daily emails have come to an end. I hope everyone got the opportunity to enjoy the Pride celebrations, and we wish you a happy Pride for the remainder of the month. What are the chances that Judge Leach was told by people at the courthouse, knock it off, idiot? So, yeah, I mean, it's not conceivable that he ran out of gay heroes to write about. But yet, the Franklin County Courthouse will have to soldier on without the daily missives of barf making from George Leach. I don't know. Well, they're not surviving down there too well right now, so I don't know how they'll survive. By the way, Mayor Andrew Ginther's violent city gets more violent overnight. A 15-year-old boy is in the hospital after having been shot multiple times on Monday night. I'll give you 3 guesses where this kid was. Yes, Linden, Hamilton Avenue, and 20th Avenue. What did I say about the murder of Brooke Deviney? That nothing will change until the victims demand change. And you can say, well, you know, we've got mothers of murdered children, and we've got the great work that We Are Linden is doing, and they are doing great work, calling attention to this kind of violence. But the violence continues. And then when you get cops in Linden trying to actually police the neighborhood and investigate suspicious activity by juveniles, and then the juveniles run and the cops pursue, which, by the way, it's against the law to run when a cop tells you to stop. And then the cop pursues the juvenile, and the juvenile ends up with a bloody nose, and then the cop gets fired. Does this embolden lawlessness in Linden, or does this retard lawlessness in Linden? My guess is the former. And so we have a 15-year-old boy who's in the hospital having been shot multiple times. He was taken to Children's Hospital, critical condition. We certainly hope he makes it. But there we are with life in Linden under the incompetence of the Andrew Ginther administration.
No, Bruce, the people you mentioned that are activists trying to get this stuff, stop the moms and all that stuff, who are they voting for?
That is a good question.
Derelicts of duty in office? Because if you are, you're peeing into the wind.
Yeah. Well, you're voting for the people who are creating the problems that you're trying to escape. By the way, when's the last time Congresswoman Joyce Beatty made a visit to a depressed Columbus neighborhood that she represents in the U.S. Congress?
The roads first.
Yeah. I think the last time was the May of 2020 George Floyd riots, where she slugged a cop on camera and bore absolutely no legal consequences for it. It's on camera. It's on camera, folks. It's on camera. Yeah. That's a great idea to get the gentleman. I believe his first name is Ralph. I apologize for not knowing Ralph's last name, but with We Are Linden, I would love to talk to him about this, or mothers of murdered children, because these murders over the last 2 weeks, I mean, it's like one after the other after the other. It's Demaya Cumberlander. She's 18. It's an 18-year-old boy at the vigil for her. He's shot. Now we've got a 19-year-old. I mean, we have so many young lives snuffed out in Columbus before the age of 25, before their brains are fully developed. I mean, it's just, man, it's so sad. And why does it bother me, a rural white guy, who I'm told I'm the problem, right? People like me are the problem. Oh, you evangelicals trying to tell us how to live with your discipline and your this and your that. Like, yeah. Meanwhile, I got 3 high-achieving kids. And look, evil can lurk and strike anyone, and any kid can go bad. And good parenting is not a guarantee to have great kids. It's just not. That's like the blessing and the favor of God if that accompanies your great parenting. But great parenting gives you a better chance of having great kids when their values are aligned with yours, when they're not disobedient, when they first and foremost are exposed to and mentored through how to develop and nurture a relationship with Jesus Christ as their Savior, which helps all the other things fall into place in their life. When I spoke at Linden McKinley High School a couple of years ago, I mean, I really struggle with what am I going to say to these kids? And shout out, big tribute to my friends Patrick and Andy and the pastoral staff and everybody at New Albany Presbyterian Church. They have made Linden a priority in their church. These are, like I said, it's New Albany Presbyterian Church. You think the people at New Albany Presbyterian Church have a reason beyond the compassion in their heart that grows out of their devotion to Christ to go into Linden and bring a meal to those kids at Linden? I mean, that is putting the love of Christ into action. So they asked me to come and speak, so I agreed to come and speak, and I'm thinking, what am I going to say? Like, what am I going to say? And I thought, you know what? The best thing you can say is to ground solid life advice through the prism of the love of Christ. And so I just said, look, you know, if you want to give yourself the best chance, because bad things can happen to anyone, evil lurks around like a roaring lion. I'm fully aware that my kids, as well behaved as they are, as good at decisions as I think they make, they are not immune from, at some point in time, just being the random victim of evil. They're not. No one is. You're not. I'm not. But I said, if you want to give yourself the best chance to have a great life, don't get a girl pregnant in high school. And if you're a girl, don't get pregnant in high school. Get a job and keep a job until you have a better job. Learn the phrase, what can I do to help? Because it'll give you fulfillment and it'll help build relationships with others. And I said, get yourself into an authentic Bible-believing church where you build a network of friends and people who care about you. And there were a few other things I said, but you know, those are the things that if you do those things, if you prioritize things that are good for you and good for others, your self-esteem will grow. If you're trying to find and hunt down and search for happiness through money or other temporal things, you're on a path to misery.